All right. 2 Samuel chapter 19 is where I'll ask you to turn. 2 Samuel 19. And while you're turning there, I'll give you just a little background information concerning our text. In the Old Testament, we see different pictures of Christ, and King David is one of the greatest pictures of Christ that we see in the Old Testament. On the other hand, his son Absalom is a picture of Antichrist. And he'll get control of the kingdom for just a little while, and then he loses it. And that's what happens, and we're going to pick it up here now in pick up the story here in 2 Samuel 19 and verse 10. Verse number 10, it says, "And Absalom, whom we anointed over us, is dead in battle. Now, therefore, why speak ye not a word of bringing the king back?" And that's what I want to use as a subject tonight. Why speak ye not a word of bringing the king back? Now, if you're following the parallel to prophecy here, you know that this is a picture of what it's going to be like right before our King, King Jesus, comes back. And I find it interesting that it lets us know here it's something people aren't really going to be talking about too much right before it happens. Now, why aren't people going to talk about it? Why is that? You would think a divine ruler coming to set up a global kingdom would be something to talk about, but people aren't talking about it. Why is that? Well, first let's address the world. Why wouldn't the world be talking about Jesus coming back? Well, in short, the reason is they don't want him to come back. They don't like him. And the reason for that is because of the things he's going to do. Some of the things he's going to do when he does come back. First of all, there's no way of sugarcoating the fact that he's going to kill a lot of people. All right? Isaiah 63 tells us how he's going to kill them. He's going to stomp them to death. Habakkuk chapter 3 tells us that he's going to be on a horse. And then the book of Revelation lets us know how much killing is going to happen. It says that there's going to be blood up to the horses' bridles for 70 miles. Now, if the average person has 5 quarts of blood in them, that's a little bit more than a milk jug. How many people do you have to kill to get that much blood? A flash flood of blood up the horse's bridle for 70 miles. A lot more than Stalin killed, that's for sure. That isn't all. In Ezekiel 44, we see that Jesus is going to enter in through the Eastern Gate. That's the one we sing about in the song, the Eastern Gate. But in order for him to do this, he's going to have to march across a Muslim graveyard and violate Sharia law. Did you know there's a pastor in Minneapolis right now who's facing charges in court because he simply gave his testimony to a Muslim? They said he compromised their First Amendment rights to practice Sharia law because Sharia law, it's illegal for a Christian to witness to a Muslim. And he violated that. The world doesn't like it when you pick on Islam, but when Jesus comes back, he's going to take a horse right across one of their graveyards. The world doesn't like that. You say, well, how's he going to do all this? He's going to kill all these people. He's going to violate people's religious beliefs. Well, you got to understand that God's view of people is not the same as people's view of people. In Isaiah 40:17, God says, all nations before him, that's everybody. All nations before him are less than nothing. Less than nothing. That's what you are in his sight. Unless the blood has been applied, and then when he sees you, he sees his son. And that's something. But without the blood, less than nothing. And if that's how he views you, well, violating your religious beliefs and killing you off, it's no skin off his nose. So I think we can understand why the world isn't talking about Jesus coming back. But what about the saved? Why don't the saved talk about it more? Did you know there's a crown you can get for this? You say, well, I witness. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you're doing that. Maybe you'll get a crown of rejoicing for your efforts, but that's not what we're talking about. The crown of rejoicing deals with evangelism. The crown of righteousness deals with the kingdom. Paul wrote about it in 2 Timothy 4:8 when he said, there's laid up for me a crown of righteousness, and not for me only, but unto all them that love his appearing. You might say, well, I love his appearing, I just don't talk about it. I don't know if I buy that. When you consider what Jesus said in Matthew 12:34, out of the abundance of the heart, man speaketh. Or in Matthew 15:18, those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart. And then Paul wrote in Romans 10:10 that with the heart man believeth, and with the mouth confession is made. So you see, the point here is, if you're really passionate about something in your heart, it's going to find its way out of your mouth. I mean, don't you want him to come back? Don't you want him to rule and reign? Don't you want him to fix this mess of a world we're living in? Don't you want to earn that crown of righteousness? Well, then why speak ye not a word of bringing the king back? Thank you.